The moment you recognize emotions as simply what they are, pure, raw, moldable energy, and you stop seeing them as feelings that you just can't change, your whole reality creation game is going to up level massively and actually become so effortless. Not gradually, not eventually, but pretty immediately, because you'll have shifted from being overwhelmed by your emotions to being the alchemist who transmutes them. You'll have shifted from I feel terrible and I'm stuck here to this is energy and I can use it. And that shift, that one reframe, literally changes everything. In this video, I'm going to show you how all of your emotions are the same one energy, how the law of polarity proves that negative and positive emotions are the same thing, and just how you can use alchemy to transmute your negative emotions into positive ones. I work with high achievers who want more in every area of their life: more love, more money, more freedom, more success. When you work with me, we are going beyond surface level. I don't do surface level. We go deep into the subconscious, which is responsible for creating 95% of your reality on autopilot. And we do the work needed so that you can upgrade every area of your life and keep it. If you're new here, hello, I am your Muse Traci. On this channel, I help you unlock the power you already have but can't access. I help you break through where years of trying has failed. And the biggest hurdle of all, I help you go from intellectually knowing all this juicy information to permanently embodying it. So let's start with what emotions actually are. Emotion. It's energy in motion. Maybe you've heard this before. Not feelings that happen to you, it's energy moving through you. And that energy is neutral. It's just energy. What makes it negative or positive is really just our judgment of the energy. We like feeling good. We don't like feeling bad. Therefore, we judge lower frequency feelings as bad and higher frequency feelings as good. Emotions are all the same thing: energy in motion. They just differ by the rate of frequency they vibrate at. Fear is energy vibrating at a low, dense frequency. Courage is energy vibrating at a high, light frequency. But it's the same energy, just at different points on the scale. In addition to knowing that your emotions are just energy, it's helpful to know about the law of polarity. The law of polarity states that everything exists in pairs of opposites: hot, cold, light, dark, good, bad, fear, courage. But here's the key: these opposites are not different things. They are the same thing at different frequencies. Hot and cold aren't two different things. They're both temperature. So they are the same thing, just at different frequencies. Light and dark aren't two separate things, or two different things, excuse me. They're both the measure of light, just at different frequencies. Fear and courage aren't two different things. They're both emotions, energy in motion, just at different frequencies. And this is actually crucial to understand. This is why you need to understand your emotions not as feelings you're stuck with, but rather just the current frequency you're vibrating at. Because if opposites are the same thing at different frequencies, that means you can learn to slide the energy from one emotion to another. You can take the energy of fear and transmute it into courage. You can take the energy of lack and transmute it into abundance. You can take the energy of unworthiness and transmute it into worthiness. I'm going to teach you the technique on exactly how to do this later in the video, so keep watching. So, your negative and positive emotions are not different things. They're the same energy, just at different frequencies. Once you understand this, once you see that you can work with the energy itself, everything changes quickly and seemingly effortlessly. And this is what I want you all to know. I am all about taking complex information like energy and alchemy and making it make sense in the simplest ways and in the simplest terminology so that you can, yes, have the information and more importantly, know how to use it and apply it. Because let's be honest, what good is the information if you don't know how to actually use and apply it in your life to change your life, right? That's what we're doing here. We are learning tools to change our lives for the better. I'm giving you the tools that I wish I had earlier on in my journey so that you have these amazing tools to transform your life. So that's what I'm up to on this channel, and that's what this channel is about. All right, so let me show you how the law of polarity actually works with emotions. Now, I do want to mention that I have another video on the channel about the law of polarity in a more general way, where I'm talking about how the law of polarity is actually proof that all your desires exist. And I'll link that video up here. That's a good one as well. But in this video, I'm laser focused on emotions. So I'm just talking about applying the law of polarity to your emotions. Think about fear and courage. Most people see these as different things, but they're not. They're both emotions, energy and motion, just at different frequencies. When you're afraid, there's an intense energy in your body. Your heart races, your breathing changes, you're hyper alert. That's energy, powerful energy. When you're courageous, there's also intense energy in your body. Your heart races, your breathing changes. You might also be hyper alert. Same energy, different frequencies. Fear is energy contracting, pulling back, protecting. Courage is energy expanding, moving forward, and acting. Same energy, different frequencies. Now, here's what's powerful. You can take the energy of fear and slide it up the scale to courage. You can transmute the energy with your intention to a more desirable frequency. Energy can never be created or destroyed, right? Energy is always existing. It only changes form. So you don't need to get rid of the fear energy. You don't need to wait for it to go away. You definitely don't need to suppress or deny that it's there. That just holds it there longer because what you resist persists. And you don't need different energy. You use the same energy, you just shift the frequency. Same thing with lack and abundance. Lack is energy focused on not enough, contracting, holding tight. Abundance is energy focused on more than enough, expanding, overflowing. Same energy, different frequency. You take the intensity of lack, that feeling of I don't have enough, and you slide it up the scale to abundance. You're not creating new energy. You're transmuting the energy that's already there. This is alchemy, and this is how you work with your emotions. So here's how you actually transmute negative emotions into positive emotions using this technique of alchemy. Step 1. Recognize that you're having a negative emotion. If you've been watching me for a little bit, you know on this channel, we don't suppress or deny emotions. That's not going to work out well for you. And what I'm teaching you in this video is all about taking that energy that is already there in negative form and moving it to something higher. So I'll just assume, since you've been watching for a little bit, if you haven't, it's okay. Just recognize that we're not suppressing here. This isn't about suppressing. You want to recognize, feel the negative emotion, admit that it's there. It's okay. Nothing bad is going to happen. So recognize that you have the emotion, see the negative emotion that you're experiencing. And remember, the emotion is raw, moldable energy. It's a power source that you're now learning to use and direct with your intention. When fear comes up, when lack comes up, when unworthiness comes up, don't deny it, don't run from it. You recognize it as energy. You can say things like, there's fear energy here. There's lack energy here. It's not who you are, it's energy in motion. And that recognition creates some space, creates distance, and effectively creates power. You are not the emotion. You're the one experiencing the energy, and you're the one who can now direct it. Step 2, feel the energy fully without suppressing or expressing it. This is crucial. You don't suppress the energy, you don't push it down, but you also don't express it by venting or reacting. You feel it fully inside your body, you let it be there in your body, because you can't transmute energy you're not willing to feel. So feel the fear, the intensity, the charge, the power. You feel the lack, the contraction, the not enough. Let it be there. Allow the energy. Step 3, identify the exact emotion you're going to mold this raw energy into. Use the law of polarity to identify the opposite polarity. What's the opposite of fear? Courage, trust, safety, knowing. What's the opposite of lack? Abundance, overflow, more than enough. What's the opposite of unworthiness? Being chosen, being valued, being enough, being worthy. Remember, these aren't different things. They're the same thing, emotions at different frequencies. Step 4, use the energy to slide up the scale. This is the alchemy. This is the transmutation. You take the energy you're feeling, that intense, powerful energy of fear, lack, whatever it is for you, and you consciously slide it up the scale towards the other polarity that you identified. You're not trying to create new energy. You're using the energy that's already there. Your energy moves through your intention. So use your intention to slide it up to a higher frequency. I personally use my breath and I visualize the energy as I'm breathing, moving up my spine as I breathe, like I'm pulling the energy up and sliding it up my spine to the intended new frequency. Fear has a lot of energy. It's intense, it's powerful, it's charged. So take that intensity, that power, and slide it up the scale from fear to courage, from lack to abundance, from unworthiness to being worthy. How do you slide it? Through intention. Energy moves through intention. You place your attention on the higher emotion. You feel the fear energy in your body and you consciously direct it towards courage. So you can say things as you're doing this too. You can literally talk to yourself and express to yourself what you're doing. So you can say something like, this energy, this intense, powerful energy, I'm directing it now to courage, to trust, to knowing. Visualize the energy moving up your spine and then hold the feeling of the new frequency that you've identified. If you are feeling lack energy, you consciously direct it towards abundance. And you could say, this energy of not enough, of lack, I'm sliding it to more than enough, to overflow, to abundance. You're using the same energy, just shifting its frequency, its direction, its expression. Step 5, embody this new frequency. Once you've slid the energy up the scale, once you've transmuted it, you embody it. You let it settle in your body. You feel what courage feels like, what abundance feels like, what being chosen feels like. Not as something you're trying to create. No, as the natural result of transmuting the energy that was already there. The energy hasn't gone anywhere. It's transformed. Because energy can never be created or destroyed. Remember, only transformed. So feel the energy at the new frequency within you. So why does this work? Why is emotional alchemy so powerful? Well, it's because you're not fighting your emotions. You're not suppressing them. You're not trying to get rid of them. You're not waiting for them to pass. You're not staying stuck in them and feeling like you have no way out, feeling like this is just where I live now. No, you get to be much more intentional as the creator of your reality. You are the alchemist of your life. It's your birthright to use energy in this way and to shape and mold the energy that exists within you. This is your energy. You get to shape and mold it as you see fit, as you wish. So you're using them, right? You're not stuck with these negative emotions. You're using them. Every negative emotion is energy, powerful energy. And most people waste that energy. They suppress it. They deny it. They let it consume them. They wait for it to go away. They feel victim to it. But if you're here watching this, you have a better way now. You don't need to fear your negative emotions, and you don't need to be a victim to them. You're the alchemist. You now recognize that negative emotion as energy, as fuel. The intensity of fear, that's now fuel for courage. The power of lack, that's now fuel for abundance. The charge of unworthiness, that's now fuel for knowing you're worthy and enough. You're not creating something from nothing. You're transmuting what's already there. You're literally turning lead, negative emotions, they can feel heavy, can't they? Into gold, which feels pretty light. You're using the energy, that raw material that's already there, and you're shaping it and molding it into something much more valuable and desirable. And here's what happens when you do this. The negative emotion doesn't stick around. You're not stuck with it because you've transmuted it. You've changed it. The energy has been redirected. The frequency has been shifted. And when you shift your frequency, your reality changes in the most amazing and beautiful ways, effortlessly. Do you guys notice how I'm always talking about effortless manifestation on this channel? If you're still struggling to manifest, if you're still trying to manifest from struggle and hard work, there's a better way. This is exactly what I teach my clients to do and the place they end up in after working with me. Check the link in the description if you want to book a free strategy call with me and learn more about how you too can get to effortless manifestation. So you don't have to process these emotions for days and weeks. You transmute it in the moment and then you move on in the new frequency. And your reality adjusts immediately because you've shifted the frequency you're broadcasting. You're tuned to a different station. You are literally a tuning fork. Have you ever noticed that your body is shaped like a tuning fork? You are a tuning device, tuning to frequencies that tune you to different realities. If you want to change your reality, learn how to change your frequency. You're literally built to do this. When you do this, reality will do what it's always already been doing already. Your reality matches your frequency. The details and the evidence of your new frequency show up automatically, effortlessly. You went from broadcasting fear to broadcasting courage, from lack to abundance, from unworthiness to being worthy, and reality reorganizes to match, not because you forced it or you efforted, but because you shifted the energy, and your energy is what creates, or tunes rather. You're not creating anything ever, are you? That's a video for another day. But you've tuned to the reality that will fill in around you. So here's what happens the moment you recognize emotions as energy, not just feelings that are upon you. You stop being afraid of negative emotions. You stop thinking, oh no, I feel fear. This is going to ruin my manifestation. You recognize this is energy, and I can use this raw material, this energy, to create what I want. You stop suppressing or avoiding your emotions. You recognize this energy is powerful and I'm going to transmute it. You stop waiting for the feeling to pass. You recognize I'm the alchemist. I can transform this right now. You stop waiting for some more positive feeling emotions to show up by magic somehow, and you start claiming them through your intention like the powerful alchemist that you are. And that shift, that recognition, that's when reality can finally start to move because you're not stuck in the negative emotion anymore. You're not broadcasting that low frequency for hours or days or weeks. You transmute it immediately and you start broadcasting a higher frequency. And reality does what it's always already doing already, which is match that. This is why people who master emotional alchemy manifest so fast. They're not waiting to feel better. They're not trying to avoid negative emotions. They're not suppressing. They're transmuting in real time. Fear comes up, they transmute it to courage. Lack comes up, they transmute it to abundance. Doubt comes up, they transmute it to knowing. Same energy, different frequency. And reality adjusts to match every time. Most people will watch this video and go right back to being controlled by their negative emotions, suppressing them, avoiding them, waiting for them to pass. But you're absolutely and most definitely not most people if you're watching this. You understand now that emotions are energy, that the law of polarity means that opposites are the same thing at different frequencies, that you can transmute negative emotions into positive emotions using alchemy. And if you're ready to master this, if you're ready to become the alchemist who uses every emotion as fuel, if you're ready to transmute in real time and watch reality adjust to match, there's a link in the pinned comment where you can book a free strategy call with me. We'll identify what emotions you're experiencing. I'll teach you how to transmute them using alchemy, and we'll shift you from being controlled by your emotions to being the alchemist who directs them intentionally. This is the work that changes everything. This is alchemy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.